Hey, what's up, y'all? Today, I'm kicking off a new series where I finally start moving my Japanese maple collection out of their pots and into the ground to start building my backyard arboretum. My back fence already has 2 rows of fruit trees in the ground, and I have my other trees here laid out in their future spots along the left and right side of my yard. On the sunny left side of my yard, I have trees that can handle more light, and on the shadier right side, I have the ones that will appreciate a little protection. I have everything spaced out about 8 feet apart and staggered from the fence, so some trees sit roughly 4 feet off and others sit roughly 8 feet off the fence. That way, this still feels organized, but has some depth and layering instead of a flat wall of trunks. In this first video, I'm starting in the back right corner of the yard and digging a spot for the classic Japanese cultivar called Bloodgood. Let's get into it. So the tree I'm working on today is a Bloodgood Japanese maple. When most people picture a Japanese maple in the front yard, this is usually the one they're thinking about. Even if you're not a maple collector, you've probably seen one of these at a nursery or in a neighborhood somewhere. Although it's the most popular red Japanese maple, there are better cultivars around that are more sun tolerant and hold their red color longer. Still, this is a classic that you might want to have if you have an abundance of space. Bloodgood has a reputation of being one of the largest Japanese maples, but I think what we really are seeing is the effect of time. It's one of the most common cultivars, and it has been planted in yards for many, many years. So we see a lot of older, taller specimens. But if you took other Japanese maple cultivars, put them in the ground, left them alone, gave them decades of good conditions, they would get equally as large given enough time. Because the reality is that trees never stop growing as long as they're alive. Okay, so the soil that I have at this spot in my yard is not too bad. Closer to the house, I have that heavy red clay that builders love to dump and flatten out. But my property backs to some woods. And back here, the soil is a little better. It has more of that dark forest dirt and sand mixed in it. You can see me battling through digging this hole. I'm actually cutting through some pretty serious roots from the existing trees in the woods. Some of these things are like 2 to 3 inches thick. The shovel I'm using is a root cutting style shovel with teeth along the edges. It's sometimes called a root slayer. This has been a huge upgrade from those regular smooth shovels because it actually bites into roots and hard soil instead of just bouncing off. Rocks and other random builder's debris are still a problem in other parts of the yard, but back here at the tree line, the main thing is just fighting through those tough roots to create a clean planting pocket. Now I'm going to keep working through this hole, get past the last of those big roots, settle this Bloodgood into its new spot, then I'll catch up with you again at the end. All right, everything's finished up for today, and the Bloodgood Japanese maple is finally in the ground in the back right corner of my yard. For this planting, I battled through that mix of forest soil and old roots to carve out a clean spot for the tree. The root cutting shovel did its job, slicing through some big roots that would have stopped a regular shovel, and I was able to get the hole wide enough without going too deep. I ended up mixing in some chunky pine bark mulch to help loosen the clay as it breaks down over time. The pieces are larger than I would have normally used, but I already had the extra bags on hand, and this part of the yard has better soil to begin with, so it'll work for this spot. I also planted the tree above the ground level with its root flare well above the soil line, which will help with drainage in this clay soil. From the house and from the yard, this Bloodgood should read as a strong red anchor once it settles in and starts to put on some height. This is just the first step in building out my ornamental tree lineup along this fence, but it already feels different seeing one of these trees actually in the ground instead of in its pot. That's it for now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you next time.